For decades, the world watched two women define an era of R&B. Two young voices, rich, soulful, unmatched, who gave us one of the most iconic duets in music history. Brandy and Monica weren't just stars, they were symbols of a golden age. Slow zoom on old performance clips. "The Boy Is Mine," a song that ruled the late 90s, #1 on every chart, a cultural moment, a battle cry disguised as a duet. But behind that harmony, behind the smiles, there was tension. Industry whispers of rivalry, jealousy, and a bond that never quite found its peace. Sound fades to concert cheering, the present day. Fast forward to October 18th, 2025. The United Center, Chicago. A sold-out crowd. The stage is set for the comeback everyone's been waiting for. The Boy Is Mine tour. It was supposed to be a celebration of legacy, two queens of R&B proving they could share one stage again. Fans called it a dream reunion. But before the night ended, that dream would turn into one of the most shocking moments in modern music. Lights flicker, crowd noise dims, tone shifts to suspense. Everything was going according to plan until it wasn't. Brandy had been glowing that night. Backstage, sources say she was upbeat, focused, smiling with her team. She and Monica had even shared a brief, warm moment before the show. Something fans thought they'd never see again. The energy was perfect, until the moment it all began to fall apart. Scene 1, the performance. As the show moved through its setlist, hit after hit, the crowd's excitement built. Brandy's vocals soared through Almost Doesn't Count. Monica's energy on Angel of Mine had the arena singing every word. But all anyone was waiting for was that duet. The Boy Is Mine, the song that made history and controversy. When the first few notes began to play, the crowd erupted. Cameras lifted. Flashlights filled the air like stars. But just moments before the chorus, something strange happened. Brandy paused. Her hand trembled as she reached for the mic stand. Monica turned, confusion written across her face. And then, Brandy took a few slow steps back, turned toward the wings, and disappeared behind the stage curtain. No explanation. No signal. Just gone. The music stopped. Monica, ever the professional, kept her composure. She thanked the crowd, tried to smooth things over, but the energy had shifted. People in the front rows began shouting, "What's happening?" Others looked at each other in disbelief. Within minutes, cell phone footage started spreading online, shaky, grainy clips showing Brandy moments before she left the stage. Her movements seemed unsteady, her voice slurred. And in the age of instant media, speculation doesn't wait for facts. Scene 2, the internet erupts. By the time the house lights came on, TikTok and X, formerly Twitter, were flooded with clips. Brandy just collapsed backstage. Monica looks mad. Did Brandy just walk off mid-show? Fans were divided, half worried, half outraged. One user wrote, "She looked like she was about to faint. This isn't normal." Another posted, "They didn't even finish the song. We want refunds." Some said it was just exhaustion. Others insisted something darker was happening. By midnight, hashtags like #PrayForBrandy, #TeamMonica, and #WhatHappenedToBrandy were trending worldwide. The concert footage had gone viral, and what started as concern quickly turned into gossip. Somber strings fade in. People claimed they saw her shaking. Others said she was rushed backstage, pale and barely conscious. Some even alleged Monica had whispered to crew members that Brandy needed help. And from there, the rumor mill exploded. Scene 3. The morning after. The next morning, Brandy's official Instagram account posted a statement. Screen shows Brandy's text post as narrator reads, "Thank you all for the overwhelming love, support, and prayers. I sincerely apologize for the abrupt end to last night's performance. After weeks of nonstop rehearsals, I experienced dehydration and feelings of wanting to faint. My team decided to prioritize my health. I wanted to return to the stage, but the show's technical complexity made that impossible. I'll see you all soon. Purple Heart, Brandy." It sounded calm, professional, maybe even routine. But for many fans, it wasn't enough. because this wasn't the first time something like this had happened. Back in 2022, Brandy was reportedly hospitalized after what police described as a possible seizure. At the time, she also said it was due to dehydration and exhaustion. Now, 3 years later, she was giving the same explanation, word for word. Fans started connecting the dots, and the internet started drawing its own conclusions. Was Brandy really overworked? Or was there something she wasn't telling us? Scene 4. Monica's silence. While Brandy rested, Monica addressed the audience at her next show. She thanked fans for their support and said, "Not every night goes the way it's supposed to, but I'm grateful for everyone who shows love, no matter what." She didn't mention Brandy by name. No shout-out, no prayer, no confirmation of the rumors. That single omission was enough to reignite decades of rivalry talk. Fans immediately split into factions. Monica's being professional. Monica's being shady. She could have just said Brandy's okay. Old wounds reopened. Hashtag Team Brandy versus hashtag Team Monica was trending again, just like in 1998. Cut to archival footage. Teenage Brandy and Monica performing "The Boy Is Mine" on stage. To understand why this moment hit so hard, you have to go back to where it all began. Scene 5. The origins of a rivalry. The year was 1998. Brandy Norwood, at 18, was already a superstar. Platinum records, a hit sitcom, Moesha, and a clean, polished image that parents loved. Monica Denise Arnold, just 17, was her mirror opposite. Raw, southern soul with an edge, the street angel to Brandy's good girl. When their labels forced a duet, "The Boy Is Mine," the chemistry on the record was undeniable. But behind the scenes, it was chaos. Rumors of ego clashes and miscommunication spread like wildfire. Their teams didn't get along. Even their studio schedules were separate. They recorded most of the song in different studios, never standing in front of the same microphone. By the time they performed together live at the 1998 MTV VMAs, the tension was so thick that even fans could feel it. Tabloids called it the coldest duet in R&B. And for years afterward, their rivalry was legend. Pause. Soft piano continues. But here's the twist. Both women later admitted that much of that feud was exaggerated by the media. They were teenagers, overwhelmed, pitted against each other in a business that loves competition more than collaboration. Still, something about that friction stuck. Every time they reunited, whether for interviews, performances, or even the 2020 Versus battle. After Chicago, silence settled in like smoke. Brandy's team called it dehydration. Fans called it something deeper. Either way, the world wanted answers, and none were coming fast enough. Scene 1. The damage control. Within 48 hours, every entertainment site from TMZ to Complex had a version of the same story. Brandy collapses. Monica finishes show alone. Tour in jeopardy. Inside Brandy's Los Angeles home, the phones never stopped ringing. Her publicist drafted statements, then deleted them. Her manager rehearsed ways to spin the story without sounding cold. Cut to voiceover of an assistant reading draft. She's focusing on rest and wellness as she continues the tour. But Brandy wasn't thinking about statements. She was thinking about her daughter and the text that came the next morning. "Mom, are you okay?" Everyone at school's talking about it. That message hit harder than the headlines ever could. Because Brandy's never just been a singer. She's been a mother trying to protect a teenage girl from the glare that's haunted her own life since she was 15. So when she looked at that message, she decided, enough. Music swells softly. She called her doctor, canceled interviews, and told her team, "No more pushing until I can breathe again." But the machine doesn't stop that easily. Venues were booked, contracts signed, and Monica, ever the professional, was already on a plane to the next city. Scene 2. Monica's poise. Archival clips show Monica smiling during soundcheck. Monica had seen this before, friends, collaborators, even family members breaking under the pressure of constant expectation. In private, she prayed for Brandy's recovery. In public, she kept it moving. To her, professionalism was its own kind of compassion. She once told a friend, "If I fall apart on stage, people won't remember that I cared. They'll remember that I cracked."
So she didn't crack.
Every night, Monica took the stage alone for the opening half of their joint set, telling the crowd, "We love you. Chicago showed us real love. Let's keep that same energy tonight." She never mentioned Brandy's name, not out of malice, but survival. Because in this business, one wrong sentence can turn empathy into gossip. Still, behind that poise, there was weight. Her throat wasn't fully healed. One of her vocal cords had only recently regained motion after temporary paralysis. Yet she sang through it, every show, every soundcheck. It was faith over fear. And when journalists asked if she and Brandy were okay, she smiled. "We're grown women. We handle things in private." That line became its own headline. Scene 3, Brandy's private storm. Camera pans over dim studio lights, Brandy sitting at piano. While Monica toured, Brandy retreated to the studio, her only sanctuary. But the exhaustion wasn't just physical. People close to her describe years of sleepless nights, anxiety attacks, and the relentless need to prove she still belonged in an industry that worships youth and novelty. She had lawsuits piling up, studio deadlines missed, and the weight of being the vocal Bible, a title that once felt flattering but now felt like pressure she could never escape. "When you're called perfect," she once confided to a friend, "you can't afford to have a bad day." And yet, that night in Chicago, she had won. Soft ambient hum, flashbacks flicker, Brandy leaving stage, crowd noise echoing. To her, it was her body's way of saying stop. To the public, it was scandal. That disconnect gnawed at her. So instead of hiding, she began journaling again, writing down every feeling, every fear. Those pages, a close friend says, might someday become an album. But for now, they were therapy. Scene 4, the industry chorus. In the weeks that followed, whispers multiplied. Executives speculated whether insurance might pull out of the tour. Promoters wanted guarantees. Bloggers wanted drama. Meanwhile, fans demanded the truth. Every live stream comment read, "Is Brandy okay? Are you two fighting again?" The truth? No one really knew. Even those closest to the production said the atmosphere was tense. Sound checks were shorter. Green rooms separate. Conversations minimal. Still, when the lights dimmed each night, both women delivered. They sang together flawlessly, their voices still magical, still electric, but the warmth that once defined their reunion was missing. Cut to slow-motion shot of them bowing together, eyes forward, not meeting. Fans noticed. Comments flooded in. "They're killing it, but something's off." Scene 5, the media spin. Montage of talk show clips and podcast hosts debating. Host 1. Was Brandy really sick, or was it something else? Host 2. Monica's silence is deafening. Host 3. These women have been rivals for 25 years. You think they suddenly made peace? Each clip layered over the next, louder and louder, until it became noise. For Brandy, it was déjà vu. She'd lived this media cycle before, the overanalyzed interviews, the dissected performances, the endless narrative of comparison. She called a friend one night and said, "They'll never let us just sing. It's always a war." The friend replied, "Then make peace your rebellion." That line stayed with her. Scene 6, back to the stage. Transition sound, jet engines, cheering crowds. By early November, Brandy returned to the tour. The announcement came quietly, no big statement, no press conference, just her walking onto the stage in Dallas, microphone in hand, smiling. The audience erupted. Monica turned, surprised but pleased. For a moment, it felt like healing. Brandy's voice was strong, controlled, and emotional. When she reached the final chorus of "Have You Ever?", tears welled in her eyes, and the crowd sang for her. That performance went viral, this time for the right reasons. People captioned it, "Redemption." But behind that triumphant return, insiders say the two women kept things strictly business. They shared quick hugs, no long talks. Monica, ever composed, congratulated her quietly. "Glad you're feeling better, sis." Brandy nodded. "Thanks for holding it down."
Short.
Respectful.
Distant.
Scene 7. Cracks and courage. Music shifts to gentle heartbeat rhythm. Even as they moved city to city, the emotional residue of Chicago lingered. Stage crews described a pattern. Brandy stayed longer in her dressing room. Monica left early after sets. The friendship fans hoped for never fully materialized. But what did emerge was something else. Mutual resilience. Both women had survived public scrutiny, private pain,